Happy Friday. Back with another VO Marketing Pro numbers, Todd Barsness's full-time voiceover-only income numbers, and mine, Hudson Barsness's, Todd's son's, full-time voiceover-only income numbers. We're glad you've joined us this week. If you're new to this channel, thanks for stopping by. If you're not, we appreciate you stopping by even more because you're consistent, just like we are. We're here every single week, unless we say otherwise. We basically show up and we just share our voiceover-only income numbers because Dad and I, believe that that's important. And there's a group that we run privately that bases their business off the way we do business, which is different from the mainstream way of voiceover. So anyway, that's why we do it. This channel isn't for everybody. We don't do lots of editing, we don't have fireworks going up on the screen or anything like that. We just talk numbers. We think that's important. No garbage in between, nothing else, no hype, just numbers.
Well, we have this private group called VO Marketing Pro Plus, VOMP Plus, and we're going to be heading into our Friday afternoon webinar just after we get done doing this video. And that's anywhere from a half an hour to 45 minutes. And we give our numbers and detail and strategies and tips. And we talk about direct email marketing and such. Now, this quote that we're going to talk about, we're going to discuss a quote today. And I'll just let you in on that.
Yeah, cool.
The quote is, and this is going to sound like a lot. So if you're in voiceover and you're familiar with VO land and the industry and what coaches and conference presenters and content creators say all the time to get you to buy their courses and go to their conferences and such, is this is how you can make over $100,000. Well, this is going to sound like that, but if you came and was part of our group, you'd find out that it's very different. So here's our quote that we're going to discuss today as a group. It is not that complicated to get your business to the point where you make $500 per day in voiceover work. $500 times 250 work days per year, that's $125,000. It's not that complicated. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. And that's the type of stuff we talk about. We talk a lot about mindsets and business mindsets and things like that. So just a little tease for you if you ever want to find out about that group.
Yeah, you can get a hold of John Barsness at vomarketingpro.com if you want to, or you can just comment below where Dad and I are on Facebook and stuff like that, so you can just search our names. Right now, we'll start out with our VO Marketing Pro numbers, which is basically a group of voiceover talent that's been vetted. They run their businesses kind of like we do, and then they have direct email marketing emails sent out on their behalf from a database that Dad has cultivated over the last 16 plus years. And it's VO Marketing Pro is run off of the way that Dad marketed, and now his assistant Andy does it, and my assistant Joe does it because I have an assistant now. So here's their direct email marketing numbers: 18 warm responses this week, 3 auditions. I think there's maybe a 4th on there because I had an audition, but I didn't put that on there. And then 1 job from the roster, which Joe didn't give me a name, which I think it's somebody that they've just worked with because they had a specific need for a specific accent. So we went out and found somebody. But congratulations to that gentleman. I heard some whisperings and stuff like that. So that's great. Also had some kind of developments today. I won't spill it, but Joe had a good phone call with a prospective client that does lots of work. So the roster hopefully will benefit from that. All right, on to my voiceover-only income numbers. I'm trying to make $2,100 a week, which is $110,000. Last year, that was my goal, and I made $90,000. The year before that, my goal was $80,000, and I hit that. So this year, I'm trying to up my business again, and here goes nothing. 0 warm responses in direct marketing, 1 audition, like I talked about before. I had 13 jobs this week. I had 3 jobs on Voice 123. 2 of them came in just before this, which was really nice. Have some others out there. Next week could be a huge week. I'll try my best not to jinx it, but there's a lot of things shaping up. It's busy for me, and I've done a lot of work for it. So that comes with the territory. 3 jobs for $1,300 on Voice 123. Upwork, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 jobs on there and 2 fixes for a total of $879.75. I had 1 direct email marketing job this week, $100, and 1 Fiverr job for $12. I get $15. Nothing on Voices, nothing on ACX, and nothing on the VO plan. I didn't do any ACX auditions for audiobooks this week. It was fairly busy. Let's see here. My total for this week was $2,291.75. I was kind of behind the eight ball the whole week until $800 came in today. So that was a big boost and pushing me into next week.
And you're ahead this year. Like last year, you were already way behind.
Yeah.
And now you're ahead this year so far. I know it's really early, but still.
Yeah, I am. So good week so far. So like I said, $2,291.75. I did do 2 hours of editing for Dad for his business. $20 an hour, 2 hours, $40, $2,331.75. Looking forward to next week.
Yeah.
I have never had anything like it where I've had basically everybody who's wanted to do a session in the world wants to do it next week with me. And so I have a potential. Now, obviously, I could not get some of those jobs, but a potential for like 6 sessions next week. 2 for sure with Napa.
Yeah.
1 with a recurring client on Monday, and some others that are a possibility. So
Nice.
It's going to be a busy week.
For my week in voiceover only income, Voice1230, Voices.com 0. Now, full transparency, I've been very busy the last couple of weeks, and I've been sick. And so I've been kind of just hanging in there, doing the best I can. So I haven't done a ton of auditions. So don't, well, he can't make any money on Voice123, Voices.com. Well, one of the reasons he makes so much money on Voice123 and Upwork is because he really does the work.
Ask me how many auditions I've done in a year on there.
How many auditions have you done in a year?
4,100. Yeah. People will say, people who are Voice123 gurus, and I'm not going to say that they're not. I don't know how much they make, but they'll say you shouldn't do too many auditions on there. You got to be careful, and maybe when you're brand new, maybe. But I've certainly proven that lots of numbers over the long haul. I've taken that from direct marketing to Upwork to Voice123. I'm doing it with Voices.com with the opportunities I get.
Yeah.
And I'm doing very well on Voice123. And so 4,100
in the time.
Auditions, that might sound like a lot to you, and it is. And I put the work in. So it's not a surprise that it's working out for me in some ways. I never thought that I would have some success like this in some ways when I first started out, but that's just the difference between what we talk about and what other people in voiceover.
It goes back to the quote that I made and how that sounds similar, but it's very different. So once again, nothing on the pay-to-plays or on Upwork. Fiverr, I had 18 jobs for $2,290.60. And direct, you know what? I did not write it down. You want to just...
I'll add it up. Here we go.
Well,
let's do it.
I'll need to go from the back to the front here.
Sounds good.
So my total was $6,163.90. So take away
minus
$2,290.60. And that's what my direct was.
$3,873.30.
So that was my direct email marketing with 23 jobs. So total $6,163.90 for my week. 41 jobs, and I'll get to you in just a second. 41 jobs, and once again, I gave you that quote about 125,000. I gave you the quote about the 500 a day. That's how I've done it with my business.
Dad has made, in 14 years full-time voiceover, he's averaged over $200,000 in voiceover-only income. Dad doesn't do any coaching. He doesn't do anything like that. So what he talks about works. I'm not saying other people's stuff doesn't work, but it's obvious. And I'm putting it into practice. People in our group are putting it into practice, and they're seeing success. Also, have you hit the $2 million mark in income earned?
I'll have to check because
in direct email marketing alone?
I'm getting close, but
he's almost made $2 million.
You know.
So he
know.
knows what he's talking about with direct email marketing.
Yeah. Yep.
So anyway, just want to make that clear because some people might be new here. They might say, well, who are these guys? Who am I supposed to listen to? Sure, great numbers, whatever. Who are you? There's something to put on especially Dad's name, who's proven it, and I'm trying to prove more and more. So thanks for stopping by. We'll be here next week, like we said. Have a great weekend. Enjoy Valentine's Day.
See
you next week.